This conference will now be recorded.
So if you just look into this, it won't be like a valid one. So you will get this sort of a button over here, and also you can look into the number of lines it has in. So it shows only few little up to it. So you will be having another tagging here stating this one started here, and this one uh, without ending this, another tag is still open within this tag. So just closing that particular tag with a slash, since it's having a huge amount of sort of data, huge data, so that it's taking few minutes time to get it. So we just take and check that. If I revert back that same, so it's showing it. Let's we can extract this data using Talend. So there are two ways like how we can define the schema of that particular XML. Either you can just go to that meta links, metadata you can create, or else you can directly create a T-file input by using T-file input component. You can just directly create, or else you can create a simple metadata. So once you set give the name, and this purpose and description is something like it's optional. You can keep it, you can write it. Something I have written here, and then next. So here you can create the XML metadata of even for input file as well as an output. So since I would like to extract the data from the DB, from that file, sorry. So I just kept input XML. So once you set that, so again it will ask for you the location. So once I just go that, I will get here, since it's having XML as well as XST file. So we can metadata we can create for two things. One is XML as well as XST. XST is nothing but the equivalent of XML file. So it just represents the schema of that particular file. So whether whatever you are getting, it's say suppose the XML feed which you are getting from the client, it's not going to be changed anytime, and you have to be get notified for the any change in that particular tags names, or a new tags has been added over there. So on that situation, you have to be check thoroughly that particular incoming data is coming in a proper format or not. On the time you just wanna going to convert into .xst file, so it is nothing but the schema representation of that particular XML file. So only to check valid schema or not. For that, we are converting that XML file into .xst file by just simply removing the the data between the tags, and just keeping that only the field names, the schema names we can say. See how we just got it. Like once I just went off to that particular browse location, we can see here the schema viewer root. Under the root, we have a row, and then under that we have all the incoming input fields. Just look into this, the root, this one, and then the row. After root and row, this is called path, XPath we can say, and then we are getting all the fields. So if you want to pick only one record, you just take out everything to row. Right, copy this. See, it is saved in XML. See, this is the root element, this is the row element, row tag, and remaining are simple fields. Suppose I just remove it. Once you just click on this, there is no such closing tags. Right? You just make sure that whenever there is a root has been started, you just click on that. By default, he kept a root. You can change your name, ABC or something. So you can give anything. You can have any value over here. So first one is, as we know that it's a version of this, and also the encoding technique that this file has been uh, gone through. So this is the part of the file ABC and root, ABC and row. Under that, you will be having all the fields. Just closing this without saving anything. So these are the fields inside that particular XML. So just click the next. So better option, like when you're going to create this metadata, right? Just copy paste this location only, like only the first one you can take. Yeah, we came here. So after you just go to that particular location, uh, it will ask for this expert expression and then loop element, and then it will ask for you to enter the field names here, which has to be get extracted. Since we know that, like as I said earlier, like this is the loop element, so just drag and drop it. Since it just makes sure that the whatever the least uh, least record or least field of particular flow, you can just consider as a loop element, because from this row only it gets repeated. Loop is, as we all know, that when particular point comes and again it get repeated, right? So the same way, if you just look into this data as well, it started from ABC. I mean, we changed it. I mean, like the root, and its ending point for the root, and its ending in between for each and every record. The row is getting changed to identify that this is a particular record. I mean, to differentiate the records. So we can say the row is getting looped for each and every record. Say root and then row, and these are the remaining fields. Just drag and drop. What are the fields you require? You can drag and drop them. Posted job ID, description, and URL. This came. This one is expert expression, and this one is the column name. Say the column name, you can give anything here. You can say the title, in spite of giving a job space title, and the same way the location, and you can give in a small c and all. Refresh and preview. Yeah, just if you have a look on this, it shows us the sample data that file is contains. So this is how it looks like. Job URL we got. If you see the descriptions, you can from bottom, and you, if you come up in job ID, you'll be having date posted, company, location, and then the title of that particular job. So loop limit you can take off. If you put loop element, you will get only 50 records or something. Okay, let's go with the loop element. Yes, we can extract only 50 or something. Say when you just click on the next, again it will show us the description of that particular mapping. Say the job table 80 and then location 30, and the length and all it has been provided. You can give it, or you can just keep it as it is, or you can check it to your concerned schema like long you can give, or else you can give short byte you can give for this, or else let's just go on with this same kind of uh, lengths and all. I can increase few things here. So 20 get posted since it is coming in the string. So just click on finish. We created a schema for this. So once you create a schema, just drag and drop. So it will ask for the extract XML field or XML T file input XML. Since it is input XML we are taking. So again, if you are going to extract the data from XML fields, so on that time you can go with the extract XML fields. So if you just look on this, if you just look into this, even if you just put an simple T file input XML, there also it will ask for you for file location, and then it will ask for you the loop element. You can give it and that column name, whatever the column you want. You can provide a corresponding column name, but you just make sure that XPath query, right? So under the loop element, what is that particular field you are going to take? Suppose if you are having one more field called occupation, you will be having, say suppose under this you have category. Suppose if you are having one more element called occupation and sub element, we can say if you want to get this category element, then you need to give category, sorry, occupation dot category. The field names would be here, like let me show you. So here the loop is same like root and row under that, and this XPath query you need to give occupation dot category. That's what you need to provide. Since they are the single one, so you don't need to worry about this. So there is a no subloop element here. So if you are having a sub loop element, then you need to give that child loop first, child field name, and then corresponding the field name. This is how you need to define. Let's, I want to check whether it is going in a valid format or not. Only by passing a few elements. Let's, we can go with this. So again, it will ask us for the field names. So we can just drag it off. If you just look into that first line itself, it just asks us the limit, right? If you could remember. So best option here is like you should not give this loops here. Limit by default we will get just make it it's not responding. In second it is not responding. So again, when you are going to design like the XML path and XML connection metadata, then you just always prefer with a single chunk of records, only 2 or 3 records, and then you just first create it as a metadata schema, and then just revert back to the uh, normal input so that it won't get hang up. So best we can just change it as anyhow we just set everything right. So let's just look into only one So always like when you just create this metadata, just revert back to the normal built-in, since already we have all the settings, so you no need to change anything. So this is case for testing and all. So once testing is done, everything is fine, then you can go with the schema or metadata, no issues. But when you are checking, right, just make your system get hanged when you are dealing with huge amount of data. That time you will get up this sort of issues. uh, DTD files, like if you are having .xsd or DTD files, then you can just check that. So as I say, like how we got in our T file, delimited file, we would be having this advanced separator for the number as well. Namespaces, if you are having any kind of namespaces in that particular XML, and you can exclude that, but you need to mention that particular namespace path. uh, this one is separator. Again, if you having some separators here in the XML, so it will come into some advanced things. So if you are having that, you can use some sort of a separator. That particular separator, you can take what are the field separator you will be having under that, you can keep that if you feel. And since it is like the slow memory for few records only, you can go with this option. Or else if you want to consume more amount of memory, you can go with exers. Or else fast with low memory, then it will just go with this one. What's the problem? Like it's not a problem, like say suppose if you are going with a l- fast memory and all, on that time you can't like get the statistics, so it will get uh, uh, bypassed those statistics, extra more statistics of error. When you came across any kind of errors, then you can't able to trace exactly what's happening. So just you can go with the execution of that particular file. Let's see what we'll get. Yep, we got something here. See, copied it, just paste it over here. Okay, let's we can have this one as well. Yes, we can keep it as a table. Let's see, we can process this. Okay, we got some output here. Just copied it. Okay, let's go with vertical so that we can have a clear look on this. So this vertical is better for us. Yeah. So this is the job title. Yeah, we have this team leader Cherry Hill 552. So we have this, and the location Cherry Hill or something. If you just locate to this location, the same as for the description as well. See, the description is bit of clear here. So we use it to get previously like cell padding like ampersand quote or something. This nonsense we use it to get this. So get replace it. Zero where this one some number we got. So what are that extra characters and all these things are there, right? So it get removed by the tail end itself. So you got this bit of a clear description. Again, you need to do sort of some lot of data cleansing. Like if you are having some new line characters, then you have to just replace those new line characters and all. So we can just load this data into some uh, table. MySQL output we can take. Providers. So you have all the options like drop and create the table, create table, and then create table if it does not exist. So drop table if exist and create. So if the table is already there, you just can drop it and you can recreate it. And clear table if it is already existing, you just clear the data. No need to do it. So create table if does not exist. So insert, update, insert or update or insert. Oh, all these are the uh, actions that has to be taken on table. So to perform this updation, insert update or update or insert, at that time you should have like you should have the key column present on your table. Otherwise, you will get a constraint error. Constraint does not exist error. So replace. So this replace is used to just uh, if the data is already existing, then you should uh, you need to just replace it with the existing one. Then you can go with this. So insert update on duplicate key or unique key index. So sometimes what will happen is when we are doing a bulk loading or something. So on that time, you may came across the key constraint error. So the same key you're getting a repeated value for the same key. Then on that time, either you just insert or update on that particular duplicate key. Otherwise, you will get a duplicate key constraint error. Insert ignore. If already there, it won't insert. So the insert ignore. So this one is commit intervals, how we need to commit actually, like whether we need to commit at 10,000 records, and how many commits we need to use. That stuff we can just use it. Hint options, if you're using any hint techniques here, you can just give your SQL statement and then position and then or the hint name you can provide. So this is like see, for that particular key you need to perform this activity only, and on that time you just make sure that which activity you need to perform. Deletion key and then updatable key and insertable keys. So I haven't given any extra more fields here. So executed it. So we got the data, get inserted into the table. Let's have a look on this table. One record, so it's good. Job URL, description, ID, date posted, company, location, and then title. So this is how you are getting this one data. So just remove this one, then let's re-execute it. Let's see how much data we will be having. 270, 300 plus. Since the commit is not there, right? Commit is for 100 records or something. Let's see what it is. So you will just get up this kind of issues. Data is too long for job title. So for this job title, the data is not sufficient to fit. So discarded. Say given some 100, something you can give the max. Yes, we can give directly, and we can set it like Diane error. So whenever there is an error, it should write. See where the error is coming at which to code. To 200. Data truncation error. So description itself. You can give it a byte as well, but you need to convert it as well. Check to strong. It is long. Yeah, block, block. So here you can define like while creating the table itself, you can make it like a block. But oh, it was just truncated, right? Okay, let's truncate, drop, and then right. So since we have kept like a drop table, right? So in the first instance itself, it got this problem. So, so we can keep it as it is. So when you are having more number of data, I mean in that particular column, then you can go with a blob or a text data type. So these are the errors. First, you just go through that. So mostly for this description column as well as for job title column, you are having an issue. Let's churn this out. Mm, mm, Need to edit, man, but it's not showing me here. So this one actually we need to alter it.
Adi bakalo. Adi. Bune bakalo. Adi bakalo ye.
So something like this, we can just give it all these statements. Let's Google it out.
B. Adi bakalo B. Adi bakalo ye.
Modify and then table name. String, some data type we got, right? Let's see what is it. Either it should be a text. You can make it as a text. See, we didn't get any issue with the description here for all the records. Only the problem is with the job title. As we can increase this one. And also once you just change it over there, right? So there is no need of changing here until unless it is a drop and create the data type, length and everything. So we got right.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Since we executed multiple time, right? So yes, we can truncate this table.
Hello. చిన్న మామ కోడతాయి చిన్న ఆడి
So 0 records. Let's we can process this again. So we got total number of records over here. So it's 1945 without any loss. Let's see this. Let's have a look on this data. So we have everything, right? So again, so when you are just loading the data, just make sure that first you just give some maximum amount of data and just check out whether it is executing properly or not. For description kind of things, yes, you need to make a data type as a text. Since text as well is a string data, comes under string data type categories only. So you don't need to change it back to the text or something. You can keep it as a string itself. So see here, the total performer will come into picture. Just go to the edit schema, say the db is varchar or else It's a text. You can even give a text here. Say suppose you are having very less amount of data, the location, the data type is string, but the DB type, you will be having all these items, like whether it is a uh, small text, what we say, yes, where care, and then care we can say, right? Or else the blob is basically we use when you are loading a huge amount of data, as we know very well. Maybe we came across all these data types. So blob basically we use when you are having some KB of data, like, like the pictures or something you can just share. And also for description content, the content like the log files, storing that log files, you can mention that log or text data type, so that you, it won't ask you for the length of data type. So suppose if you wanted to like giving a less amount of, if your data type is integers or something, just create an integer here, and then corresponding you can have this int unsigned or int, medium int, or small int, unsigned int, something you can give. Yeah, small int. So if it is a timestamp, then you can give a timestamp as well. So you can revert back to string. Yeah. Yeah. If you just look into this, you won't get these options here, the tmap. So just check, click on this db component, then you can have the db type as well. So here you need to change that. So for this, like we does not have any value, like the type string itself, text data type itself is a string, so we won't get any issues. So without any issues, we are able to process all the data. So any queries, guys? Maybe we had taken a longer session today because of these issues. Yes, Subhashish and Tarun, you have any queries?
No, nothing from my side.
Yeah, great. Is Tarun still available, or he left? Okay, shall we close the session for the today's session?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Actually, yesterday we just waited for you. There
Yeah,
might
actually, I got into a call. I didn't saw the time actually.
I,
It was a production failure, so I was
oh,
into means I started the call at 8 o'clock. I thought I will be finished by 8:30 and join this call, but it kept on prolonging till 9:30
yeah,
actually.
it do happen. It do happen. Production issues and all, which is
Yeah,
not in our hands. Okay. Even if it is
sure.
no issues, also they want to just prolong because there is
Yeah,
something to speak, right?
yeah,
Okay. Okay, great.
sure.
Okay, you will be having fun yesterday then. Hmm.
Yeah,
So it was got resolved or what?
yeah, yeah. It got means it was not a problem even.
Yeah, yeah. Because there is, they want to raise a bug, they will raise and they will start
Yeah,
keep on fighting. Good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, man. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah. Bye.